show. How are you? You having a good time?
Yes.
Okay, I'll put a stop to that right now. My name is Bill Malone. I'm the entertainment tonight, if you haven't already guessed. I apologize. We had a very small budget. I'm all they could afford, but I will do my best. Now, I'm going to start off tonight by doing a little card trick. Do you like card tricks? Okay, I don't, but if you do, we might as well try this. What I'm going to do, instead of most magicians, though, instead of having a card pick, I'm going to start off by telling you a little story with the cards. Now, the name of the story is called Sam the Bellhop. Have you ever heard of Sam the Bellhop?
Yes.
That's funny. He never existed, but that's very good. But if Sam the Bellhop did exist, he would own his own little restaurant right down the street from a place called the 654 Club. Have you ever been to the 654 Club? You don't go out that much. It's okay. Don't worry. I'll play you a little game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the story of Sam the Bellhop and the 654 Club, and this may bring back some memories. See, one day Sam the Bellhop was sitting in his restaurant, and it was kind of slow that night, almost like here. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the two doors opened up wide, and into the restaurant walked four gentlemen dressed like kings. That's what they look like. Now, they're sitting there for a little while, and they're getting kind of bored, so they called Sam over. They said, "Excuse us, Sam, this is our first time here, and we're kind of lonely. Would you do us a favor? Would you find us some women to help make the time go by?" Sam said, "Well, it's kind of early, but I'll see what I could do." So the cards were cut, sucker. I mean, sir, I'm sorry. Would you cut the cards? Wow, nobody has ever done it that well. That's very, very good. Okay, so the cards were cut. Sam took a little walk. He went 1, 2, 3 blocks, said the best we could do is a couple brunettes and a couple of redheads. They said, "Sam, they're beautiful. Where'd you get them?" He said, "Oh, the 654 Club. It's right down the block." They said, "Sam, you're a heck of a guy. Here's a $2 tip for you, Sam, a $2 tip." So now they're sitting there with the girls, if you know what I mean, and I think you do, Mark. All of a sudden, they get kind of bored, and they feel like having a game of cards. The only trouble is they don't have enough card players. They said, "Sam, would you do us a favor? Would you find us some card players?" Sam said, "Well, it's still early, but I'll see what I could do." So the cards were cut again. Mrs. Bobbitt, would you make the cut? Just kidding. Hope that's not your real name. It is. You sit here. You want me too, don't you? Say, you do. You've been checking me. You are wild. All right, so the cards were cut again. Sam took another walk, 1, 2, 3 blocks, said the best we could do is 4 guys, but they're all named Jack. They said, "Well, Sam, that's fantastic. Where'd you get them?" He said, "Oh, the 654 Club, right down the block." They said, "Sam, you really are a heck of a guy. Here's another $2 tip for you." So now they're in this big poker game. All of a sudden, the kings run into some bad luck, and they owe the girls some money. The only trouble is all they have is a $40 check. They said, "Sam, could you do us a favor? Could you cash the check and get us a couple of 20s? Sam said, "Well, I need to have us in the game here." Thank you, sir. Sam said, "Well, it's still early, but I'll see what I could do." So the cards were cut once more. Mark, would you please cut the cards this time? Thank you, Mark. Okay, and what they did was I'm sorry, I don't even know why I try to fool you. I feel so guilty. Would you cut again? I'm sorry. I don't know what happens to me. I don't know why I try to fool you with stuff like that. I really don't. So anyway, Sam took another walk. He went down 1, 2, 3 more blocks, said the best we could do, we're out of 20s, we had to give you 4 10s. They said, "Well, Sam, that's fantastic. Here's another $2 tip for you." So now they're really starting to like this guy, Sam. They said, "You know what, Sam, this is our first time here, but we're coming here again. You really are a nice guy. You remind us of that magician, Bill Malone." He says, "Oh, thank you. Nobody's that nice." Oh, excuse me. Please stop that. Okay? I don't mind when you do it. It's her. I'll do the entertaining. They said, "Sam, you're kind of a young guy." He said, "Well, kind of." They said, "We guess your age to be, what, about 38? He says, "You're close. I'm 39. They said, "Do you live here at the club?" He says, "Oh, no. I live in a classy part of town. I live in Fort Lauderdale." It's a joke. They said, "Sam, what's your address?" He says, "I live at 1329 West State Street." They said, "Do you gamble?" He says, "Every day at the 654 Club, right down the block." They said, "Do you ever see any good poker hands?" They said, "You wouldn't believe it. The other day, this guy named Corey Allen came by. He turned over the cards. He had 3 7s and a pair of 8s. They said, "Wow, that's a full house. Did he win?" They said, "No, this other guy, Mark, he was there all the way from London. He had 3 aces and a pair of 9s. They said, "Did he win?" They said, "No, Bill Malone, the magician, he had a straight flush." And that's the story of Sam the Bellhop and the 654 Club. Yes, Bill Malone, yes!